Ryan.
Oh boy, here we go.
What's up,
Joe, I
guys?
told you left us hanging, man.
Right?
Oh, they
Exactly.
can't hear me. That's awesome.
Your mic is barely pulling up.
Oh, can you hear me at all?
There you are. Yeah, there you go.
Woo! I'm trying to.
All right, I'm
stuff.
assuming we're live now. So everyone, thank you for joining us again on Technical Defects. I'm Joe. The blank picture in the corner is Ryan, who is having problems with video.
Oh, they
and
can
of course,
see you.
Oh, they can see you?
You guys just can't.
Oh, okay. And then we have Mike Zapcic, our guest from AMC's Comic Book Man, one of the very stars of it.
What's up, boys?
What's going
Pleasure
on?
to have you. One thing I actually wanted to start out with is could you kind of delve into how your journey began at the Stash? Because it's kind of an interesting story.
It is actually pretty interesting. The Secret Stash started out as another comic book shop called Comixology, and they were over in the town of Red Bank. It's 1 square mile, so it was one street over on Mama Street from where we are right now. And I started out as a clientele of the original Steve Dave, who was a complete and utter tool. Absolutely. I swear to God, if you took 500 pounds of silly putty and threw it onto a Simpsons comic book where the comic book guy was, and you lifted that with a crane, that 500 pounds of silly putty, it would be that guy. He literally spoke, dressed, and looked like the comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Holy
Like,
crap!
oh, what are you thinking about buying today, boys? And he would always he had this really scraggly beard, much like mine now, and he would. It was not a big shop, and he would be over your shoulder, making sure you weren't stealing anything, I guess. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but his presence was always there. So, and after a while, I was just like, screw it, I don't need comic books that badly. I mean, there are other comic book shops. So I ended up not going there, but Walt and Kevin would frequent there all the time. As a matter of fact, the first time I ever heard of Clerks was from the original Steve Dave. His name was Steve. I'm not going to give his last name because then he can sue my ass. So,
Right. Yeah.
but I stopped going there, and then I found out that it was taken over by new owners, and I'm like, all right, cool. So, and it turned out that it was Kevin. Kevin had purchased the place from him, and he's like, hey, Walt, I just bought the comic shop. He's like, hey, good for you. He's like, you're going to run it. He's like, no, my ass. So, and I've got a steady job. And so Kevin, it took him a year, but Walt ended up being the manager there. And he and I struck up friendship because we both read the same things. We both loved the same comics growing up. And one thing led to another, and he asked me if I wanted to work 2 days out of the month. And I used to be a chef, and I quit that because I had just gotten married, and my wife put down an ultimatum. She said, if we're going to have a family, I want somebody who's going to be a partner to me, who's going to be able to raise the kids with me, not like an absentee dad. I don't need someone who's going to be working 70 hours a week. And so I said, okay. I had lost my passion for cooking up to that point. I'm like, screw this noise. And I started going back to college, and this 2-day a month thing fell into my lap. And then it gradually grew. From the time I was 15, I've never really been out of work for an extended period of time. And going back to school kind of freaked me out. So I was like, I took on more and more hours.
Now, were those more odd job type jobs, or were they things where you're like, all right, I'm going to make a career out of this, and then you went and you were like, oh, this is bullshit?
What, you mean the food service industry?
Just in general, you say you'd never really been out of work.
Or
Was food
at the
service
Stash.
pretty much where you were?
Oh yeah, I was a cook for a very long time, for
Right
like
on.
15 years.
Gotcha.
So, and my wife said no more, and I said, not a problem, honey. So went back to school, and I'm like, here's the thing that sucks. I'm like 3 3 classes away from getting my my degree. So, but hey, comic book man, you know, you're on TV. That's my measurement of success. I'm like, oh, I don't have a college degree, but you know, we're on AMC, so
Yeah, after you know,
Still working 80 hours a week.
no. Actually, I'm working about like 40 or 50. It's not a hard schedule at all. It's great. Walt Flanagan, what a great boss.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, with all of that, did you? At what point did you guys know? How long? Let me put it this way: after you joined the team and you were working there,
Right?
how long after that were they were like, "Huh, let's make a TV show of all our friends hanging around with each other"?
That was never the pitch.
Really?
AMC went to Original Media, which is now called Truly Original
Okay.
Media. But they went there, and someone knew Kevin, and they put AMC and Kevin into the same room. They said, "We got this thing with The Walking Dead. We want to keep these people around, you know, when The Walking Dead isn't on. What do you got for us?" They said, "Well, you know what? I always liked Antiques Roadshow." It's like, but my favorite parts of that was when like a comic book or a really cool toy came on. So, but those are few and far between. Why not just do it, you know, like all Crunchberries? You know, make the box all Crunchberries. Make it all comics and toys. Really cool stuff. And they're like, all right, great, we love it. So they were going to do like a sizzle reel, and, you know, they're like, you know, it's going to be kind of, it's going to be low budget because most of our money is going to be tied up in procuring a location. And he's like, why not use my spot? Why not use my comic book store? And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. You have a comic book store? Why didn't you tell us? He's like, well, I didn't want to brag, you know, so then they ended up using the stash for the sizzle reel.
No, that's absolutely awesome.
So yeah, that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, you
7
guys are on
years
season 7, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
October 22nd.
Yes. 1
Gotta plug
a.m.
that.
They keep pushing us back, and we keep getting numbers that they're happy with. So
Oh, definitely a huge following. So, how often, or what's the scheduling like for shooting throughout the year? 3 or 4 months a year?
now 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, we're that good. I'm kidding. We're not that good.
And
It takes 2 months.
2 months, that's awesome. So, who's been your favorite guest so far on there?
Oh, too many to name, really. Actually, let me. This season, we've got some really. I can tell you because Kevin's already shot our load. So
Yeah, he's good about that.
Dario, I'm sorry. Am I allowed to say stuff like that? Am I allowed to be uncensored?
We don't
Yes.
care.
Excellent. Friggin' good. We've got Rosario Dawson.
Nice.
We've got Mike Coulter. We got Method Man. And maybe my favorite episode is going to be with Burt Ward.
Really?
Really?
He's Robin. Yeah,
Yes. From the original 66 Batman.
absolutely.
Hmm.
That is fantastic. So, Comic-Con New York. Anything interesting going on there?
Well, we had our panel at we were at the Hammerstein Ballroom. That was a great honor. It was very
Wow.
cool. Yeah. Lots of love for Brian Johnson. You know, a lot of people brought up Tell Him Steve Dave, which is also one, a separate podcast. Walt, and Brian Quinn from Impractical Jokers do Tell Him Steve Dave. Funny show. And a lot of love for him there. A lot of their fans came out and just swarmed the place.
Now, just so our viewers know, all these podcasts are on the Smodcast network.
Yes. And you can go on iTunes and still find them.
Yeah.
Go on iTunes and find Steve Dave. Ming and I do a couple of podcasts. One called I Sell Comics, just a weekly comics report. And another one we do is Ming and Mike, which we just a middle-aged white guy and a middle-aged Asian guy just go in and rant on crap.
So that's pretty much what we decided to do, and that's how we became what this is. You know?
Isn't it great to be an American?
It is. It's the dream, man.
Yes, we just copy everybody else's shit and have fun.
Seriously, it's like I look at. I was just reading something about Anthony Bourdain like skewering people on Twitter.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and I'm like, good for him. He's an arrogant, outspoken guy, which I was in the industry too. It breeds a certain type, and he's like going off on Harvey Weinstein, and I'm like, good for you. And then I find out that he's actually dating Asia Argento. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. All right, no wonder you're going off. Okay.
Oh God, yeah, it's amazing once you learn the connection on where that stems from.
Yeah.
Burn in hell. What's going on with that?
Somebody's been on my IMDb page. I have absolutely no clue. I did a bunch of scenes for that, and 17-year-old filmmaker. His name is Josh Bruce. His father's Rob Bruce. I did it as a favor to Josh because I like the kid, and he never finished it.
See, that's why I was wondering, is it just in limbo? Because it's been spoken about in the past, and...
Well, the kid was 17 when he was making it. I'm like, this is pretty impressive. And then nothing. And he tries to, like, pin it all on me because, what did he say? Oh, he never finished, like, 2 scenes, and that's what's holding him up. And I'm like, all right. Well, we can finish it now. He's like, well, you'll have to dye your hair. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
No, you know what? You do the whole movie how it is, and then you have them do those scenes with popsicle stick guys.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm telling you.
That was great.
It'll be ahead of its time.
Like they did in the Marvel Superheroes cartoon from the 60s.
Oh, my God. Sorry, I forgot about that cartoon. Forgot it even existed. Granted, I wasn't exactly viewing it when it was released, but...
Oh, me neither. I mean, I'm not that old. I know it's gray, but, don't see no wrinkles here, right? So.
Oh, you mean you weren't sitting in the living room in 1964 sitting there watching it? Come on now.
No. All right. Wasn't born for another, couple of years.
Yeah, same here. But, how much time do you still spend the normal amount of time in the store working as you did before the show?
Oh yeah, if you walked in tomorrow, you would see me at the counter, ringing people up, checking inventory, just doing the day-to-day comic book shop things.
See, that's great. I love that. I love that fact of it. And I would say I was planning a road trip down there to stop in, but you don't even know what I look like right now until after you watch this.
If I see this big blue circle walk in,
dude, I'm seriously, I'm gonna walk in with a big blue circle. That's all there is to it.
Big blue circle RW. I'll be like, oh, it's Ryan West.
There he is.
You look just like your Twitter profile. It's great.
I look better than my Twitter profile. I look better in blue. Do you guys?
So you and the guys are there Monday through Friday?
Ming is in and out. Walt and I are there Monday through Friday. We alternate Saturdays. Brian is almost never there unless they're recording Telling Steve Dave. And there's a reason for that. Brian doesn't work.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And that's an awesome thing.
Brian's job is being Brian, isn't it?
Yeah, he works 2 months out of the year and then coasts. So I think that's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah. I'm actually jealous of it.
Sign me up.
Well, he gets disability too,
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. He doesn't.
Okay. I was going to say, wait a minute. I remember watching that.
Folks.
You know what? Right now, federal agents are knocking on his door.
Actually, his parents' door because he lives in their basement. So.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I'm kicking my daughter out next week, and she's only 3.
Yeah, put her to work.
Hey, it's time.
Yeah, she needs to contribute. That those cookies don't pay for themselves. Do you guys have anything in the? I mean, your renewal, how long has that been for now? Are you going season by season at this point? Or are you guys going to be with us for a couple more years?
I would love to go on for like at least 2 or 3 more years. That'd be great.
Right.
But we're going season to season, and we're sort of like, and let's re-up those guys. When they do The Walking Dead, it's like right after the season premiere, and 20 minutes after the season premiere of The Walking Dead, it's like renewed for 3 more seasons. It's like, all right, that's great. And then we have to wait till 5 minutes before the cameras are supposed to show up. It's like, oh yeah, and by the way, you're renewed.
Nice. Well, here's the thing. Like, did they? What was your guys' reaction when they told you? Not your reaction. How was it presented to you? Did they say, "Hey, we're going to do a show"? Oh, and it's going to be after The Walking Dead, or did they just say, "Hey, we're going to do a show after The Walking Dead"? Like, how did that all play out?
Kevin called us up, each of us individually, and said, "Hey, you're going to be on TV." You don't say no.
Right.
To Walton and Brian, he said it a little bit differently.
I would imagine so.
He said, "Hey, Walt, I want you to do this TV show." Walt's like, "No, I don't want to be Snooki." And he's like, "No, you're not going to be Snooki. You're going to be Walt Flanagan. I want the world to see you guys."
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, how have things changed? Well, have things changed? Well, obviously they have changed, but how have they changed for you since that?
We're a lot busier at the store.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you're thinking that I'm getting like lots of perks. Like,
no.
I get to buy a cop. It's like, all right, you know how fast you're. Oh, it's Mr. Zapcic. Why don't you go on?
Well, that all just depends.
No, not like that at all.
It depends on the size of his comic book collection.
Very true.
Yeah.
Or if Batman got him, wanting to be a cop.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I think you really made it when you have one of those in your background made of you. Are one of your figures behind you right now?
One of your pops?
Pops?
Oh no.
Yours isn't back there?
No. That's a slee stack.
Oh.
Thanks a lot, though. Yeah, you can see the resemblance. No. I went to New York Comic Con. Was very good to me. Crumbopulous Michael from Rick.
Nice. Is that the con exclusive one?
It was.
Yeah.
Brian and I love Rick and Morty. I have to throw him in there because he forgets that I told him to watch Rick and Morty.
I'll be honest. I'm just getting into it. I'm just starting.
Ow.
Yeah, I was a little late to the party on that one.
I envy you, though.
What's that?
I said I envy you. It's a lot of fun to watch, like first run.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get to go and do multiple viewings and see the stuff that you missed.
And that's what I've heard.
Of which there is legion.
Well, that's the thing. I've heard that once you go through it, you're sitting there and somebody will bring up something. You'll be like, wait, what? Huh? What happened?
Yeah.
And then you got to go back and watch it. My day job, I work in IT, so we got a bunch of geeks sitting around. So somebody brings up Rick and Morty. And I finally sat there and went, through my 9 million shows that I already have to watch, we're going to do this one. So I wait for the little one to go to bed, pop it on Hulu. I'm usually sitting there. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm in.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. As a matter of fact, I eschewed Community for a very long time because I despised Chevy Chase.
Right.
So
I can understand that.
Yeah. So then I found out about Rick and Morty, watched Rick and Morty. We got a Hulu, and I'm like, all right, now I have to watch Community. So I'm going through that.
I haven't broken down that far yet. I did, however, manage to dodge the bullet that is This Is Us.
You and me both.
Oh.
I am not going to watch that show.
Oh, my God. I cry enough in my car alone, let alone...
Vagina.
Yeah, right? Well, no, the way I look at it is I cry enough in my car alone, let alone having to watch a TV show to do it.
Exactly. Somebody's going to, jump on me for, saying I don't have a vagina.
I don't know. Maybe somebody that's jealous? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't really... we've been bad show hosts. We haven't really been paying attention to the comments out there. So they could be cussing us up and down for right now, for all I know.
Good deal.
Well, I've got a question for you pertaining to the actual streaming because we do technology and we do reviews also. So when you're watching Hulu on your TV, what are you streaming it on?
FiOS.
Nice. Okay. Right on. Do you have any streaming devices like Roku or Amazon Fire devices?
Roku TV. So yeah.
Oh, you have a Roku TV?
Yeah, actually got two of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're affiliated with a major Roku group.
Oh, are you?
About 15,000 Roku users.
I'm sorry, what?
We have about 15,000 Roku users in there.
Oh, very nice. And like I said, if you can hook me up.
We'll get Mike to start endorsing Roku. We'll get them over to you. We know the guys in the beta forums. Oh, no, that's cool. It's just a trivial question that we like to ask some guests. But pertaining to comic book men, again, you're there and with these starstruck at all? Speechless?
Every once in a while. Like Stan Lee, how can you not be?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Adam West was another one that I was like, humming. Rosario was stunning. Absolutely drop-dead gorgeous woman. And so full of life. She and Katrina Law they lit up the room when they walked in the door.
And it doesn't hurt that Rosario's in all the Netflix stuff right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was say she knocked that stuff out of the park.
Oh, she's been I was going to say phenomenal. She's been a tremendous asset for Marvel. The Netflix series.
I'll be honest with you. My first exposure to her was from Clerks 2. Like my first knowledgeable exposure to her.
Okay, not even Men in Black 2?
You know what? I didn't even notice it was her. Like it didn't even click.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Wow, mine was Kids.
Yeah, I saw that didn't even click with Kids. Yeah.
That was really a controversial movie. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, Mike.
No, actually, she mentioned it, but I was like, wow, now I got to go back and watch this movie. So, but yeah, I think the thing, and controversial, Clerks 2, very, very controversial, that Brian O'Halloran would actually have sex with this beautiful woman. So, no. Talk about the ultimate science fiction.
Yeah, I'm sure he struggled with having to sign up for all that. I'm sure his contract negotiation was brutal.
You know, he's a so.
Nice. And then that was, but yeah, that was my first exposure to her. And then I can't think of anything else. And then all of a sudden, I thought she killed it in that movie. And I'm not just saying that because of your connections. Like that's just always been one of my favorite movies. And but then she comes into the Netflix stuff, and it's like you are now the thing that connects everything on the street level.
Yep.
You know, you're Night Nurse. You are the connection. It's done. You know.
So speaking of which, what other projects do you have going on for television, movies?
Well, there's Burn in Hell still, of course.
I have a feeling 20 years from now they'll still be burning hell.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be burning. Ming and I, Ming Chen, also star stage, screen, and comic book men, and I are opening up a podcast studio. Pretty cool.
Nice.
It's called the Shared Universe Podcast Studio, and people can come in and we'll take them through the finer points of podcasting.
Very cool. That's going to be in New Jersey?
Yeah, about 10 minutes away from the stash.
We're gonna sign up. We're in. We need to learn how to do this.
Yeah. Road trip.
Like you guys don't have enough. Hey, come on, Ryan. You can't even get anything less than the blue guy in there.
Hey.
All right.
And you know, not for nothing, we're clashing because I'm wearing the same color blue. So.
You're matching. It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cute, Joe. You tried. No, I'm just kidding. We ball bust a lot around here.
Yeah,
I have no idea what that's like.
No, not at all. You're not around ball busters at all.
Oh my God, no.
Have you heard him and Ming on the freaking show? Holy crap!
Oh
on their podcast.
I mean, that's the nice thing. We were extremely excited to have you on because we love the stuff that you guys all do. Honestly,
thank you.
I forced my fiance to watch Comic Book Men when it hit from season 1, and she'd be like, "Wait, what did Ming just do? What? Huh?" And I'm like, "Whoa, you learned their names. How did that happen?"
Yeah. Is he wearing a Speedo?
Yeah,
Is
right.
that colored Speedo?
Wonder Woman underoos.
Oh dear God, yes.
I mean, even the kids' birthday party stuff you guys did in there, all that stuff.
Oh yes.
All right, I gotta ask. I know there were a lot of great moments. I'm not gonna ask what your favorite moment has been because that's really an unfair question.
Gotcha.
What is one that
And you're
sticks
right.
out in your mind?
I'm gonna tell you something. It was, it's one of Brian Johnson's favorites, and it's also one of mine. It was season 2. Season 2, we finished up season 1. We had a great crew behind us. A lot of the same guys came back, but the showrunners didn't. We had 3 really great showrunners, Brian Nichelle, Jerry Carita, and Brian O'Toole. And they got us. They understood what was going on. And then they brought in a new bunch of showrunners in season 2. And these guys didn't get us at all. Not even a clue. And they came from competition reality TV show backgrounds. So that's why in season 2 you see a lot of like competitions and
I noticed that.
Yeah, I know. But these guys, and they were impossible to work with, and they were trying to sneak behind Kevin's back and do these Pawn Stars.
Yes.
Of course you do, because everyone watches freaking Pawn Stars. They have those OTFs like, hey, why are you at the silver and gold today? It's like, well, you know what, I just crapped out at the tables in Vegas. I got to sell my car because the wife's going to beat the shit out of me, So those kind of things are called OTFs, off the walls.
Okay.
On the fly, OTF, on the fly. It's where you find out their motivation for coming through. Off the wall, what the hell am I thinking?
Michael Jackson? I don't know.
I know. So these guys were filming against Kevin's expressed desires. They were filming these for a full month and splitting up the crew and having them waste time and resources to do these things that would never get pitched. And they came to us and they're like, hey, you can get more screen time if you go to, you back our play with Kevin. And I'm like, you're out of your freaking mind.
Right.
You know what? It's like Michael Corleone says, you never go against a family. Never. What's the matter with you? Why are you morons doing this? But that's all background to what leads up. Very contentious. Brian, they wouldn't clear any of Brian's shirts. So there's a very famous picture. Any of his shirts that he would wear.
I've seen them blurred.
Now, we've got the staff shirt. I'm sorry, what?
I would say, I've seen them blurred, yeah.
Yeah, well, Brian's, he was done with it. So he made up this T-shirt that had a dick magnet on it with a bunch of penises on it and sleeveless. And his gut was hanging out, and it was like a midriff shirt. And he's like, this is the shirt I'm going to wear. He's like, the design's all mine, so I want to use it. Never had a problem after that because...
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
We had a very contentious relationship with these guys. So Stan Lee comes in. And they're making Stan wait. You don't make Stan wait. And in between shooting, Stan's at the back poker table. And he's laying down and he's falling asleep. And Brian comes up to one of the guys who is just this complete. And if you ever saw Good Morning Vietnam.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was Lieutenant Steve. I want you to say this, but be funny. And be humor and funniness. It's just, he didn't get it. He was kind of a moron. So he walked up to him and he's like, hey, douchebag, Stan Lee's asleep over there getting ink all over his face. What the hell? Why are we shooting? And he just walked off and left set that day because Brian almost made him cry. So, the truth of the matter is that Stan Lee had to wait.
Yeah, let's put it this way. Even if you're not into comic books, you know who Stan Lee is.
Of course you do.
You know, no.
And here's what's even worse. We also had the New York Times come down to do a piece on Stan Lee being at the stash.
Mm-hmm.
And they wrote it up. They're like, and these producers made Stan Lee wait. He fell asleep at the back table. So this all went out. That to me, as far as like me being a vindictive SOB sometimes, that was my favorite moment of comic. And the vindication of like, you guys suck. And you don't know how to do your jobs. And they were fired like a week later.
That's awesome. That's beyond belief. I have some questions that are actually coming in comments and whatnot. Let's see.
This is awesome.
This is awesome. Oh my God, Mike's on. Dave Ambrose is asking, are you guys going to have any kind of role in Jay and Silent Bob Rebooted?
Kevin calls up. I know never to say no to Kevin.
Right.
Because even when Kevin has like one of his like really high moments, like
really high moments, yeah.
We're gonna make a TV show out of the stash. It's like, yeah, sure we are, Kevin. And then it's like, wait a minute, we are, and it's a blast. It's whatever Kevin does is a ton of fun. It is.
Every time I've ever heard him, anytime he has a high idea, he always refers back to Tusk being a very, very high idea.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. and I love Tusk.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Another one, Steve Johnston out here. He wanted to say he appreciates. Steve Johnson is actually from, Pawn Stars. Sorry. Wow. Steve Johnson's the toy expert over there. And he wanted to tell you he appreciates what you guys do for the pop culture industry, and he hopes to one day catch up with you guys if you're in Vegas, stop in the store or in your shop. He has Rogue Toys out in Vegas. What's that?
You know what? I've seen him on Pawn Stars. Tell him, hey, I'm a fan. Thanks.
He's watching right now, so.
And Steve, you're going to be back on soon.
Yeah, I kind of screwed up. We had Steve on, and apparently I needed to take the How to Podcast class. And my mic was double feeding through, so every time I talked, it echoed. Everyone else was fine, but when I opened up my big jibs, you would hear it just echoing through and drowning everybody else out. It was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I said, I'll be signing up for that. So we'll talk more about that later.
Fine. I'll give you the friend discount.
Oh, fantastic. So right now, as of now, no. Oh, Steve said yes, he will be back on. As of right now, no plans for you guys to be in Rebooted, but if he calls, you're in, even if you have to wear a miniskirt. I don't know. I'm throwing that out of nowhere. I pulled that out of nowhere. What's that?
You there, Ryan?
Oh, man. Testing.
All
1,
right,
2.
you're back. There you go.
Am I back?
One thing with October and Halloween, Elvira on the show.
Oh. Woman is 66 years old, 67 years old. Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I mean, I would have been tripping over my tongue the whole time.
Or other things. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. So that had to be an awesome experience.
She was fantastic. She was such a sweet lady.
Nice. What were you trying to say, Ryan? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You guys got me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can hear you.
yeah, right. I basically was just recapping the fact, the question about about Jay and Silent Bob Rebooted. I was just recapping all that. That's all it was. Nothing important.
Oh yeah, if Kevin calls, we're there.
Yeah.
So.
And I tried to make it funny, and I failed. So really, it's better that you didn't hear it.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Because you sounded like Max Headroom. But so you've had parts in other things, though, haven't you?
Just in Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie, I was a voice of a cop. So, but no, I've never been in any other of Kevin's movies.
Right on.
And
One question.
technically, that was Jay's.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said technically that was Jay's movie, but more than Kevin's.
Yeah, that's right.
They were just here in West Palm not too long ago, and I missed the opportunity because they were here on a Thursday night, and of course I was working. So, yeah, wish I got there.
The real world's a son of a bitch, ain't it?
You get,
West Palm Beach?
what's that?
I said you're in West Palm Beach?
I'm just north of West Palm in Port St. Lucie. Actually, Ming is going to be at the West Palm Con at the end of February, and I was speaking to him about doing something live. So, any chances of you being there?
I don't know, but I used to live in Hope Sound.
No kidding.
No kidding.
I went to Martin County High in Stewart.
Oh, no kidding. That's kind of funny because I used to work at Mariner Sands Country Club.
Wow. Okay, this is a very small world.
It's a
Mariner
love
Sands.
connection.
That's Stewart, Hope Sound border, kind of. Wow. Okay. I never knew you lived down here. That is really cool. I mean,
Reserves right down the road.
that is awesome. I'm up in Port St. Lucie right now.
Cool. I used to go and watch the Mets play.
Oh, yep, St. Lucie West. Mets are still playing there, spring training.
And I used to get my comics in Fort Pierce.
And there's a couple of shops up there.
This guy was he was a former wrestler, and he was out. This is like 1991, and he was out of a. It looked like a self-storage place. So yeah, it was a little scary. So
Nice. Very, very small world. That is cool. We got anything else going on over there, Ryan?
I'm just sitting here looking pretty. I'm watching you guys forming a bromance over there.
Well, absolutely. So at the end of the show, or at the beginning and the end of each show, you guys are sitting around with Kevin Smith with the mics. Is that shot all in one day?
it's actually shot multiple days, but we do like 2 days after like 4 weeks of transactions, and then like right at the end. So we've got all the stuff that's still fresh in our memory.
Shoot the shit, have fun.
Yeah, but it's 10 hours that you're sitting up, and you've got to be engaged, and you've got to have your shoulders back, and it's
tedious, torturous, and
it's four of the most grueling. And people are like, "Why are you tired?" You know what? It's not like you're doing manual labor or digging ditches for a living. I'm like, I would never complain about my job, never. But it gets tiring. You know, you've got to be up, and I have to sit like this and pretend that things interesting. You know, stuff like that.
Oh, that'll wear you out right there.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, Ming, you're awesome. I love you, man.
Ming. Ming's awesome. Ming's a trip, is what Ming is.
Why do you say that? What would be your best example of that?
What, of Ming being a trip?
Yeah.
Oh God! All right. Well, we did 2 roasts. Okay. Now, none of us are comedy writers. And before you ask, no, there is no script for Comic Book Men. That's all us. But we had to do a roast of Brian Quinn of Impractical Jokers, which they recorded and released on LP, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
But then, about, was it a month and a half ago, we did the roast of Brian O'Halloran.
Mm-hmm.
And it was after one of our podcast days. So we had already been talking ad nauseum for 10 hours. And then we went and did this thing. And I was just like, I just want to get in and I want to get out. And sorry, that's my phone, but I actually have a landline, and I have no idea who's calling. It's like, oh my landline.
that is awesome.
I know. So 2 more seconds and we'll be clear.
I would say, is your answering machine going to pick it up?
Yeah, and 6 rings, you know. So Ming got to go up first, and it's my bookie. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
So Ming got to go up first, and he tears into everybody up there. Me, Brian, Johnson, and he gets to O'Halloran, and he's just... Ming is particularly vicious.
Really?
When you let him be,
Yeah.
he will go after everyone. And but he shredded people. And last year, when I was still dyeing my hair, I was still trying to cover up the fact that I'm not an old, he went after that. He's like, you know what? Exactly. See right there. He was like, pick a color. Just pick a friggin' color and stick with it. Don't go black. Go somewhere in between blonde and black. Not black. So I was like, all right, that'll work. Hey, look who it is.
Hey,
What's
we
up?
got everybody here. How the hell did that happen?
I hit a button.
Nice.
If you guys are wondering what's going on, they haven't been able to see me the entire show, and then I just appeared.
I didn't know I was podcasting with Tor Johnson. That's awesome.
It's actually Kingpin.
I'm kidding. I say that with love.
Oh no! You're fine on that. I just couldn't think of a damn comeback. My brain's in like third gear this week.
That's all right. I get the crap beat out of me on a daily basis by Brian Johnson, so you're fine.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that. Nope, I couldn't imagine that at all.
Sink or swim, buddy. Sink or swim. That's what it is. So, being particularly vicious if you let him be. That's why you got to slap him down a little bit. So.
Well, he's only like 4 feet tall, isn't he?
He's 5'4".
So there's not a lot of slapping down that you can do. I mean,
most of the women that come in much taller than he is. It's awesome.
And then they put heels on.
We all know about that.
Well, yeah. Well, I meant her, not Ming, but yeah, no, Ming too. Wait. Hi, Ming. Hi, buddy. You want to be on the show?
He'll be on.
I'm going to be live with him in February, so.
Don't worry about it. He'll be on. He doesn't hold a grudge about that.
But we better just man up on that one, huh?
So I want to talk more about your pop figure. How the reaction to that has to be the coolest thing ever, man. Getting the figure made out of you.
It's really surreal. They only made 120 of us. 120 of each one of us. Except for Kevin, they made like 500 because they had a little bit more lead time. But I found out they Frankensteined us up. So they were taking bits and pieces of other pop figures and making us. So that's actually really cool. I'm even more impressed than if they'd done like a regular sculpt.
Yeah, you can't see it behind me. I have some of the pop figures over there, but so they didn't do a sculpt of any of you guys except maybe Kevin. They already had his sculpt, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they did a sculpt of Kevin, and they jury rigged us, but they came out looking just like us. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. The fact that they were able to do that. That's cool as hell, actually.
Yeah. So it's very surreal, and my kids are like, wow, you're a pop vinyl figure. That's badass.
I'll tell you what, Joe was damn impressed when that happened. He was like, we were watching it live. You guys were streaming it, and Joe's like, they have their own pop figure. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. He's like, no, really, they have their own pop figure. And for like 20 minutes, I had to hear him tell me that you guys had your own pop figure. It was great.
In pop culture history, that's awesome.
I know. Hey, Ryan, I've got my own pop figure, so.
Well, that's fantastic. Thanks for throwing that in my face.
I wish I had some confetti to throw up in the air.
You know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to buy a bunch of pop figures and I'm going to jerry-rig my own.
Good deal. Yeah, you should.
Just so I can call you and be like, I got my pop figure. I'm like, I got it.
But Ryan, he also has multiple successful shows also.
I'll be like, wait a minute, Ryan, that says Kingpin on it. What the hell are you trying to pull?
Nothing, man. Nothing. I thought it would work. What the hell, man?
Son of a bitch.
You always got to call me out.
You like a Ming Chen.
Oh, man. Yeah, now that you can see me, it's all over.
I think you're breaking up.
So what's your game plan once it's all said and done, man? Once the sun sets on the series, which I mean, it always happens eventually. Huh? What was that? Did I break up again?
Your Max Hedgerman.
I know. And not only that, it's like, your Max
breaking up.
Hedgerman. That seemed very ominous. Like, as it all cross. I'm like, oh my god, you're pronouncing my death sentence right now.
I'm stroking out.
Need more power.
Hopefully, we'll get this podcast thing up and running.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen.
Right. I just didn't know if you had any plans in the works.
Is there a website for that, Mike?
I'm sorry. You can go. You go on Facebook, and it's a shared universe. It's a shared universe, and we'll have a website up and running probably in a month.
Now I know what that
Right
is.
on.
A shared universe.
And,
oh. Go ahead, Joe.
well, I was just trying the other sites also, or the Facebook pages. You got Comic Book Men. You got ISO Comics, the Ming and Mike Show. What else we got going? Fun time.
Bunch of little things, man. Just a whole fingers in a lot of pies. Trying to keep plates spinning, going on. Ming and I are doing some cons. I got 2 cons left this year. Going to be at Stanley's LA Comic Con
Nice.
and Kansas City Comic Con.
When the hell you coming to Cleveland?
I would love to. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to be in Toledo, Ohio in March.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, we'll have to possibly touch base on that. And I know Cleveland I can show you around. Toledo I don't know as well.
Toledo, I'll take you to Tony Paco's.
I know Tony Paco's.
Fantastic. Me too, but only from MASH. So.
Did I mention that there is a con coming to West Palm at the end of February?
I've heard that, and if Ming lets me come, I will. I haven't been down there since my honeymoon. So
That was quite a while ago.
yeah, quite a while ago. So yeah.
Well,
All right.
anytime you land near us. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just smoking. Anytime you land near us,
Fine.
we're more than happy to show you guys around and show you the sites. Cleveland's got like 3 sites, so it's good.
Awesome. The statue of Drew Carey.
That's right next to the free stamp in the Rock Hall, yeah.
Okay.
And we have a graveyard for a football stadium, so there's always that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not even going to get into that. I cry every time I think of the Browns.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You're not the one drinking out of a Giants cup?
But
Don't suck. I hate the Giants.
Oh, damn.
that is the best thing I've heard all day.
It's in New Jersey. That hurts.
Well, we're going to get ready to run into the
Jersey.
sunset on this. Am I just stopped again?
No, you just totally ran over him, though.
Oh, well, Mike didn't say anything important. I just ran over him.
I never say anything important, so it's fine.
I'm in the same boat. What were you saying, Mike? I apologize.
We're going to be wrapping it up. Mike, anything else you want to say or plug? You're a very exciting person. What do you got?
Oh my God, nothing. No, you kidding? I'm gonna go to bed after this. I'm old. I'm tired. Dear God, no. Yeah, go to Shared Universe. You're ever in New Jersey and you feel like podcasting? God, Ming will do it in a heartbeat. Come check us out. Check out me on Twitter at Michael Zapcic. You ever have a question about anything? Hit me up.
That's awesome. Thank you again. Ryan, anything to add?
I was going to say,
No, I said anything to add.
well, I've never been to Jersey per se. I used to live over in Bucks County out by Philly. I don't know if you're familiar with the Philadelphia area at all.
Hell yeah, Doylestown.
Mm-hmm. They
Not only that, I got married.
well, they brought me out to
And
DJ.
you
at
just
the strip
ran
club.
over him again.
They brought me from Cleveland to Philly to DJ at a strip club. Looking to make a road trip soon, so I definitely hope to see you guys. I've really got nothing extra to add. I love having you on here, Mike, and I hope to have you again sometime. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Ryan, thank you very much. Anytime. Give me a call.
Hey, Mike, hang out for 1 second while we wrap things up here and close out, if you would, please.
Sure.
All right. Tell the people bye, Joe.
And thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Later, guys.